Hey everybody, it's Brent in Central Arkansas. I've got some seed that I vacuum packed and put in the freezer in September 2016, and this is a test of that seed. Most of the seed here I don't care for continuing with, so I'm going to go ahead and test it. So we've got lettuce, which is notoriously hard to keep past a year. We've got spinach here. We've got squash. What is this? These are beans, two different types, red noodle and vortex. We've got collards, cabbage, and broccoli. We've got melon, pepper here, and tomato. So we're going to test all these and just see how they do. Alright, I've got 12 planters that we're going to use. And I put my seed starting mix that I made in there. And I filled it to near full, and then I just took the bottom of another one and tamped it just lightly down to create a flat surface. And I'm going to microwave 6 of these at a time. There's only 12, so I'm going to microwave twice. And I'm going to go for 30 seconds, let it cool for a couple minutes, then go another 30 seconds, and then I'm going to put them in this tray for bottom watering. Whenever I microwave something, if I think the microwave could cause a pop, like with meat, I put something on top. It's a precautionary measure just to keep me from getting in trouble. And so, yeah, I'm going to do it again. Just don't want this whole thing to somehow pop and get messy. I'm going to put the label in before I put the seed in. And you can see here, I'm reusing the labels. I use them, these labels with pencil. And it doesn't matter if they get wet or sun or anything, they work great. I even did a video on it. But all I do is I take one of these erasers here and I just erase it off. It creates a better writing surface actually as well. I wanted to mention too, I just remembered, this eraser. Have you ever seen a Mr. Clean erasers? This does essentially the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's dirt, pen, permanent marker, anything you have on here, an eraser will, at least this type of eraser, will take off whatever's on there. It doesn't matter what it's on there, it'll take it off. Present you with a nice clean surface to start again. Alright, here they are, nice and labeled, seed in. I haven't covered them yet. I want to discuss it a little bit with you. These are collards, they're Georgia collards. This is a lettuce mix that I got from, I can't remember. Anyway, this is ambrosia F2 seed. I saved the seed from the ambrosia melon, which is a hybrid, and I'm not going to pursue that anymore. This is tomato. This is a Heg and Heg German Pink and a Campari cross of mine from the first generation, and I'm well past that now. My tomato is called Lacey, developed from that seed, by the way. This is a pepper called Big Jim, and it had lost the vacuum seal, and the seed looks old. I don't know if it looks like that because it lost the vacuum seal, or if it was just like that when I put it in there. Next to it is pepper, and that is tangerine Tangerine Dream, I think. What we got here is red noodle beans, Vortex pole beans, spinach, that's Teton spinach. This is a broccoli kale hybrid that I was gonna work on and I decided against it. This is green sprouting broccoli. I had a ton of seed. And this is a squash hybrid of mine, first generation. I'm way past that too. So these are the seeds we're going to do. Now I need to put a little bit of soil in most of them. I'm going to leave the lettuce a little bit uncovered and just push it down a little bit into there because lettuce needs a little bit of light to germinate. There they are behind the dome. I put a little bit of very light nutrient in it, I think 10% master blend nutrient, and yeah, that's it. Watered the top and I got it nice and moist to start the germination process, and the holes on the top are closed off to create and keep a humid environment. You see the collards are coming up. The lettuce is germinating. The broccoli and the broccoli kale is coming up as well as the red noodle. Melon's coming up now, and it looks like the Vortex beans and the others are getting bigger. Squash and beans are up, and the melons, look at the lettuce, collards, broccoli, and broccoli kale mix. The only thing left is we've even got one spinach here, but spinach, peppers, and tomato. Tomatoes are starting to come up. Don't see anything on the peppers yet. They're always last anyway. Alright, we're going to call it for the majority of these. The beans, both the red noodle and the Vortex, come up in great numbers. The spinach, not so much, but I'm going to leave it. The broccoli kale hybrid and the broccoli came up very well. The squash came up very well. In fact, I cut one to taste it. The, what is this here? Collards came up very well. The lettuce came up great. And the melons came up great. So I'm going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to leave the tomatoes to grow so they're not lonely with the peppers. Now I think this is, yeah, this is Big Jim, and that had an issue. I remember actually that had an issue germinating for me before. I don't remember ever being able to grow those. And these are another pepper, and I'm not sure why they're coming up, but we're going to leave them in there for a little while longer and see what happens. And now we have pepper coming up. There's two. That's probably all that's going to come up. Well, there's another one, a little one popping up there. 3. As I figured, this one, the seed was bad, and this one was probably not the greatest. But and the reason why I say that with somewhat confidence is all of the seeds came up, and it came up pretty good. So yep, this is it for this video, and this is the 4th time. Yeah, the 4th time I've done the long-term seed storage grows. Alright, you know the seed starting mix I just made, the video I put up? Well, I'm using it now to start my onions, and I've got 2 different kinds here. On the right, we've got Australian brown. On the left, we have candy. And if you look at this, these were vacuum sealed and placed in the freezer on September 2016. So it's been 28 months now that these have been in the freezer. And if you know onions, they usually don't last past 1 season. Last year I opened one and I grew some candy, and they all germinated fantastic at about 16 months. Or maybe it was roughly 2 years, somewhere in there anyway. I'm using 1 10-20 flat, and I just split it in half with a piece of styrofoam here. I put in the seed starting mix and I just scraped it till it was even, doing it like this. And then I just took it and packed it down kinda lightly like this. Now I'm going to open these packages and sprinkle them on here. You can see here I've already got them tagged up for the days. Actually, I need to switch these. There we go. Australian brown, candy, and candy. And I just sprinkle them on here, put a little bit more of the soil, or not soil, the seed starting mix on top, put a dome on it, and wait for them to germinate. Domed up, I'm ready to go. Pretty good germination for onion, huh? After so long. They're getting pretty tall. I need to cut the tops off pretty quick before they lay down. First haircut. All I do is take scissors and just go down the line. Just like that.